Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of Iron Port, the program that has been designed to bring Ghana's ports and maritime industry closer to you. It is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services and Phoenix Insurance. Iron Port is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, this week we engaged the presidents of two of Ghana's key freight forwarding associations. I'm talking about the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, QBAG, and the Association of Customs House Agents Ghana, ACHAG. They re-emphasized the importance of their profession to trade facilitation while lamenting some existential threats that have been coming up. You can't miss this one. Take a listen.
Last year, you guys kicked against a policy that was about being introduced by government, which had to do with self-declaration and all that. It's been taken. Government had to back down somewhat on it. Do you have any updates on this?
Thank you once again. Self-clearance. It's a very, very, very touchy area. I mean, like we have all, alluded to, our industry is a very regulated one. Even the areas where we operate. I talked about going to get a security check, background check, and all of those things. The port is a security area. One of the few places where, if you remember, during COVID, we were allowed to go like what they call the emergency services, essential services, like hospitals and the rest. Aside those ones, we freight forwarders were the only ones who were allowed to go to work. Because of the importance, of the industry. And it's a regulated area. But if you think about what self-clearing is supposed to bring, it dilutes what we have been made to believe from time memorial and what the law says. Because then anybody who has a Ghana card, any citizen, or foreigner living in Ghana who has a Ghana card, should be able to clear their own goods. And this is a very technical area.
Right.
We can just believe that our regulators are just pandering to the whims of the big boys from the Bretton Woods institutions and the rest of it. But otherwise, Ghana is not one of the countries where clearing is done by only clearing agencies. We already have a variant, which is self-declaration. Self-declarant, where large organizations which bring in a lot of imports are allowed to create a clearing department and do their own clearing. So that opportunity already exists. The difference that they are trying to bring is where just any individual will be able to clear. We have submitted our, thoughts on those ones to government. By government, the GRA Customs Division, about the challenges that they would, encounter when this comes full-fledged. But we don't have the last update on it. Because the regulated industry, our advice and the rest of it is preferred behind closed doors. So it will be for government or customs reps to come and tell us what is the update. We have all kinds of rumors that are here, but I don't dwell on rumors, so I will leave the update to that bit of it. But it's a potential for, disaster. Yes, because, when somebody comes to clear, for instance, in our case, as freight forwarders, we are supposed to keep the documents of clearing, even after clearing, for at least 5 years. Our premises are registered and all of those things. We do an annual bond that we pay to government. All of these things are safeguards to protect government revenue. And then the situation where an importer has not paid well, or government in the future, customs determines that there's been some short collection or something didn't go right. And they will have to go back. They come back to the agency. If you open it up and you said just anybody who is in Ghana who has a card, and there are a few other regulations in addition, should be able to do the clearing. So when they clear and there's a need for what we call post-clearance audit, what would happen? These are among several other issues that we raised. Because, 5 years even after clearing, the law says, PCA can be conducted.
No, it's 6 years actually.
6 years.
Yes.
I mean, look at how long it
6
is.
years, yeah.
And somebody you don't know, don't have anything but a Ghana card,
Yeah.
and he has all the other details, and he does a clearing.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, our biggest challenge in Ghana, the reason why we are told that banking rates and things are so high is because of a very unreliable addressing system.
Yes.
We've managed to go digital.
The risk, yeah.
Yes, but even the risk still persists. It's not that good. Somebody clears with a card and, tosses it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's gone. How do you follow up with that person?
Yes.
But in our case, the agent is held responsible for what he cleared for somebody up to 6 years, even after clearing.
Yeah.
So when you juxtapose two things, you realize that no, it's an area they should tread cautiously. I know where that pressure is coming from, but we have a variant. We are not doing only so. The clearing agent is not the only one that can clear goods from the port.
Yes.
There's, self-declarant as well. So that's what I have to say on that.
I think to add to that, let's also be mindful of the fact of what is happening in our villages in regards to galamsey.
Yes.
We should be very, very, very careful. We are not being selfish.
It's become a very
but
serious,
we are just telling you that,
issue.
yes, where we have our money, where the source of income, Tema, for example, or even all the various ports, you want to open it up to locals and foreigners, and you can't track them. I had a letter from Customs just about 2 weeks ago, addressed to one of our members. And in the letter, it stated that a consignment has been cleared by a company ABC, and that the short collection involved is so much, quite huge, and that the agent should look out for the importer to come and pay the money. The agent was apparently introduced to a foreigner who came to his office, gave the documents to him. They agreed, he brought his invoices, everything, and they did the processing. And after some tussle with customs, some of the values were accepted, and the goods cleared. After a year or two, customs has come back, asking the agent to come and produce the importer and pay the short collection. The agent went back to the person who introduced the foreigner to him, and he said, yes, he knew him, he saw him, and he went back to his country. The residence, here. They went there, he vacated from the place. Apparently, he's gone back to his country, or gone back to some other African country. And to us, that should be the end of the story. But then, that being the end of the story means that government has lost.
Huge.
So shouldn't we be concerned about that? As Ghanaians, we should be concerned about that. We should be concerned about the fact that when some of these individuals come in and deal with you and go away, and you can't even trace them. You can't trace them. You think they can deal directly with the government? Even dealing with us, we couldn't even trace them. And you want to deal directly with them?
The government, yeah, sure. That's impossible.
No, that's quite difficult. You know these people too. Technically, they are even far, far, far ahead of us. Some of these foreigners. Technically, technologically, they are ahead of us. They can do anything from anywhere and go away with it. They come to their offices and even dictate to you how much they want to pay for a container. They will tell you, yes, 20,000 is for 20-footer container. That's how much they want to pay. And some of these things, we have to, tell them professionally that some of these things are not possible.
Foot down,
And you want to give that power to them, that they should determine how much they want to pay and go through the processes. No. I think that apart from the fact that we'll be losing our jobs, we are not only just being selfish, but then I think that at times we also think about the nation a bit.
Absolutely.
We also think about how we are there, we know them, we work with them. So we know what they can do, what they cannot do. Let's not dare it at all. That we want to give these individuals the power, the opportunity to process their documents and clear the goods and go away.
So
let's not
like
go
you
there.
mentioned, the issue of post-clearance audit
Wouldn't
cannot
be
even arise at all,
no.
because you can't
They
find
just
the
look
person.
for $1,000 and just you give me a letter. You are owing 220 million Ghana cedis. Come and pay. He will just the next available place.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah.
You go and look at Team Shanghai or wherever you go to look out for him. He may not even go back to his home country. He may even go to the next country or any West African country or any African country. And that's the end of the story.
Thing, go and be doing the same because they know the system and how we operate in Africa.
They know. At times when they come here, even though you'll be marveled the HS code, how they even tell a lot of things about the HS code. They might have learnt it very well even before coming to you. They know what they are about. So let's not dare do that at all. At all.
I hope government is listening and they will do the needful. So are there any emerging threats to the freight forwarding industry that you'd want to share with us?
Oh, I mean...
I know this self-declaration is one of them. I mean, yes.
Yes, but like we have said severally, our industry is a regulated one. And so if it's a regulated industry, we go by a lot of regulations. In fact, our business is under Act 891. Yes, that's the Customs Act. And freight forwarding, Custom House Agency is a reserve area for indigents. So it's an area where foreigners are not allowed to participate. But, it's common knowledge that the industry is replete with foreigners. I've had people telling me that there are even Chinese people at our port. Who are walking around with Ghanaians and they are going through clearing. And if there's any such thing, of course, it's not for me to say. Custom officers are the ones who are in charge of the ports. Yes, and it's there. Government has to really find a way to sanitize this industry. Shippers Authority, which is the main one that links between us and the shippers, I think their legislation needs to go back to Parliament, essentially. Because the LI 2190 is a weak legislation, and that's all we have. They are not able to regulate, the players in the industry.
The Shippers Authority.
Shippers Authority, the 2190. And we've been told severally that is going. We've made representations in meetings with the Transport Minister, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and all the regulators that we work with. Why of the need to go and strengthen that legislation. Because
which areas exactly do you want them to be fixated at?
We are supposed to sit with the Shippers Authority to negotiate
your freight rates. You do that?
Freight rates. Yes. Even though we are private citizens, we are supposed to, subject ourselves to such negotiation. And we are not the only ones. Shipping lines are also there. Those other players that are supposed to come, including the GPHA, the Port Authority itself, they are all supposed to submit whatever they intend bringing, new rates, upward adjustments for negotiation. And it so happens that it looks like it's only the freight forwarders that subject ourselves to these. All other ones, sometimes they just write and notify the Shippers Authority, and boom, they are out there. And you see, because a lot of the things that we have in this country comes from somewhere. If we allow this regulated industry these regulations to be flouted by some of the players, it leads to increased cost. So, for instance, things like, exchange rates, because it comes from somewhere, it's always in a foreign currency. Things like exchange rates and things like that, the shipping lines charge exchange rates that are way over and above the nominal rates of the Bank of Ghana and the rates which are published for us every Tuesday. Their rates are way above that. And for a private person who is importing to obviously come and sell, like say somebody in the Guta or the rest, if it comes and the rates are astronomical, it doesn't have a choice. Because at the point, the shipment might have come to Ghana already. So they cannot change the shipping line. They are forced to pay. But you know what? They will pass on whatever additional charges come onto the market. This is why prices keep moving up. It's not helping our inflation. So it's about time government finds a way. We met at the presidential summit, and then the governor of the Bank of Ghana says, well, these are private companies. They don't regulate them. And that their rates that they publish are just nominal. When you hear such things, you realize you're on your own. And we are told that, these are private businesses in competition. So you have to look at what rates they are charging and decide where you want to take your business. Saying, unfortunately for you, if you are shipping your goods from somewhere else, at the port of loading, you don't get the benefit of what the rates will be in Ghana. And in a country where the exchange rates keep changing, how else would you know that at the point of shipping my goods in America or wherever it is, and if the shipping rates they are charging at Mex line, Advisor or any of them, P&L or any of the shipping lines, One Ocean, is X. What is the guarantee that by the time the vessel gets to Ghana and I'm clearing, it will still be at the same rate? There's no such thing. So there needs to be some form of, legislation to guide us.
Right.
There should be a range that says that in the port area, these are the margins. We cannot say everybody should go by this, but there should be a certain margin that you cannot quote your rates beyond. Yes, because our industry thrives on predictability, essentially. So by the time you are organizing yourself to ship the stuff, you have a fair idea what it will cost you to do the clearing and take delivery of your goods. But if these things are left to be on their own, then, that's why our markets are that volatile, because the rates will keep changing.
Right.
Ghana has been cited as being one of the most expensive ports, especially even in this sub-region. And that accounts for the high incidence of smuggling. Yeah, because, clearing from the ports becomes so expensive.
Is that really the case?
It is the case because, if you're a shipping line can choose whatever exchange rate they want to charge with nobody in a regulated industry, and nobody can tell them, listen, you are going way above what is on the markets or in the banks. Then where are we? It is not the case in other jurisdictions, and we are well aware.
Shipping lines are picking up all the big jobs. Coupled with the fact that some of the shipping lines from country A, all shipments from country A, in a way goes through the shipping line. When it gets to Tema here, they have a very funny way of registering a local company, either with the participation of a local person, or all being local persons. Then they will continue the processing in their name.
Right.
So
in
just
the
like
local person's name.
Yes.
Okay.
So just like I told you about the freight forwarder, who picks it up from point A and ends up point Z. The customs house agent comes at the end of the freight forwarder's activities.
Right.
So when it gets there, that customs house agent will have to pick it up because of the duties and others involved. Just like my colleague said, that area will have to be licensed by GIR or by government before you can continue. As for freight forwarding, you can pick it up from the warehouse and bring it to Tema Port. But to move from Tema Port to the local warehouse, you need to be licensed.
Right.
And they find a funny way of licensing a company to continue that job.
Right.
So, but technically, the job is being done by the shipping line. So, customs house agents, local employees, we are taking out. The monies, everything is taken back to
it's repatriated,
repatriated.
Yes.
So that is one of the areas we've been asking the government to open its eyes and look at them and stop them. We've been asking the Ghana Shippers Authority also to stop them. We all know them.
Yes.
But then it's become quite a difficult area.
Do they look untouchable?
Untouchable, yes and no. Yes. On paper, they are not untouchable. But then in practice, they do whatever they want to.
So you just heard from the presidents of QBAG and ACHAG on some of the challenges that have been coming up in their practice, and they are asking for government intervention in some of these challenges. Now let us hear from you on your comments you have shared with us on this subject we just discussed after we go on break, and then we'll be back with more news. Stay tuned. Hello, this is Mark from Community 5 Tema. Can your guests speak on what they think of import restriction? Hello, Mark. Nana Fredu Ajimano Foriata, the president of QBAG, says import restrictions are only effective if it's part of a broader strategy, that is a holistic approach to import substitution industrialization. We are happy the Ministry of Trade and Industry withdrew it for broader stakeholder consultation and required re-engineering for durable success. On the other hand, Yao Che, the president of ACHAG, says import restriction, when done right, would present a number of benefits, such as growing local manufacturing industries, create employment, and reduce the cedi depreciation. However, as it is currently designed, may breed corruption, monopoly, and high cost of goods.
Guys, now I'm tired. I'll go on a date with whoever gets here first.
Princess, really?
Okay, I come.
Shut up! Mami,
Boss, fill my tank with Super XP Ron 95.
Fill up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle.
Sorry, Tony got here first, so I'm stepping with him.
Oh, cut him.
Hey, go for mami.
Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Always go for Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Goyle, good energy.
Goyle is good energy. Electricity. Then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse. And my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance Motor Policy. Currently, my goods are on the high seas, covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating great opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302 246 319 or 0243 690 492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
Welcome back, viewers. Now it is time for our local news segment. 11 new elected members of the National Executive Council of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders have been sworn into office. The ceremony held at the GIFF Conference Hall in Tema was also used to sign and adopt the new GIFF Constitution. Stephen Adjokache is the new president of GIFF, whereas Alexis Siama, Regina Boateng, and John Edu Jack are the first vice president, second vice president, and treasurer, respectively. Outgoing president of GIFF, Eddie Akron, urged the new executives to work with passion as they guide the institution to higher heights.
As I hand over the reins to the incoming administration, I am confident that the institute is in capable hands. I trust that the incoming leadership will build upon the foundation we have laid taking the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders to even greater heights.
His successor, Stephen Ajokache, promised to bring his vast experience and vision to bear as he takes up the mantle.
In the spirit of unity and shared vision, I pledge to uphold the values that define our institute. As we embark on this journey together, I am confident that with your support, we will not only meet but exceed the expectations set before us.
Tema is considered a breadbasket for revenue collection so far as the work of customs is concerned, as the Tema collection is responsible for an estimated 80% of customs revenue. Despite a year characterized by lower import volumes, customs were only short of attaining the set 25.6 billion cedi revenue target by 1.2 billion. Following a difficult year, the staff and management of the Tema collection of customs have met to unwind and reflect on the year 2023. The customs officials were treated to live music by the dynamic Adaha Dance Band. The Tema Sector Commander, Christiana Odieje, appreciated the yeoman's job her staff did in the year 2023 while spurring them on for more.
Most of us worked far into the night. We appreciate what you did and continue to do. We value it and we are very grateful. Thank you all. I believe we can count on you, your utmost dedication, inspiration, and professionalism to higher laurels.
Deputy Commissioner in charge of operations, Emmanuel Hene, challenged the staff of the Tema collection to answer the call to duty in the year 2024.
By the grace of God, 2023 has come and gone. The GRA was able to achieve its target. And what it means is that in the year 2024, Tema, which is the breadbasket of the Customs Division, so much will be expected from us. And we have every confidence in the management and staff of this collection that the GRA will not be let down.
Stakeholders present shared some goodwill messages.
We have worked with customs from the transition time during the project up until today, and we continue to invest in technology just for customs to be able to do their work. At MPS, we dress up from home and come to work because customs has to work. We shall continue together with ICOMS to improve on all the processes just to make sure that we conform to what you require from customs.
Paying tax is not easy, especially when it's coming from your pocket. And knowing the difficulties, the challenges that 2023 went through, all of us collectively, and proud they were able to meet target. I think it comes from these men and women standing before you here. And so we are in your suits to celebrate with you. And we only hope and pray that 2024 will be even more than, you will exceed more than what you did in 2023.
Let us now turn our attention to the global stage and pick a few international shipping and maritime related news. India's government is reportedly ramping up to launch its own local PNI club. Its fare services would be for the domestic market, but it could expand later to cover international shipping interests, according to local media, and this could provide India a way around disruptive Western sanctions. The new India Club will reportedly operate as a traditional insurance cooperative, pulling premiums from its ship-owning members and drawing on support from the national government. Top Indian insurers like New India Assurance and GIC Ray are expected to play a part in its creation. In the first phase, it is intended to reduce Indian ship owners' dependence on foreign insurers and potentially cut costs for coast-wide trade. On Thursday, as the US and UK prepared airstrikes against Houthi positions, Tesla, the world's second largest manufacturer of electric cars, announced that it would have to suspend production at its new German plant for 2 weeks because of the supply chain disruptions. The firm said that the considerably longer transportation times are delaying its supplies, creating a gap in the constant flow of materials from Asian suppliers towards German plants. Tesla's manufacturing facilities in China and the United States are not affected. Tesla is not the only firm with supply chain issues caused by the Red Sea disruption. Earlier this week, the Federation of German Industries called for the German government to provide military protection for Red Sea shipping, warning of significant effects on the German economy if the attacks continue. It's now time for our Word of the Day segment, where we introduce words, phrases, jargons, and terminologies that we often use in this industry so you can get familiar with them. Today's phrase is P&I Club. A protection and indemnity, or P&I Club, is a non-governmental, non-profitable, mutual, or cooperative association of marine insurance providers to its members, which consist of ship owners, operators, charterers, and seafarers under the member companies. A P&I Club's role is to support seafarers' safety and well-being by providing the required necessities. Let us now take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berthed in the ports of Tema and Takoradi, like the one behind me, as well as those berthed at Anchorage and those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. This is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Iron Pot. We hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Iron Pot content can be found on our YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share our videos. Thank you for watching.